Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, you heard correctly, I'm talking English. I just realized on my last video about the red lipsticks from Eldridge that I have some English viewers, and I just thought I'd try out some English videos. But yeah, if my accent is completely unbearable, please let me know and then I switch back to German next time. This video is all about my favorite from last month. So that would be the month of November. Yeah, oh man, this year has gone by so fast. I cannot even imagine. For me in my head, it's still like March. So let's just start with the first item. And this is a palette from Hourglass. If you're not familiar with Hourglass, it's an American brand, and I made a whole video about Hourglass a few weeks ago. I will leave a link about that video in the info box. If you want, you can go and check that out. I did purchase a palette, which is this beautiful one, and I am completely and utterly in love with this palette. I use it every day since I have it. I'm not using every color every day, but nearly, I would say. So these two colors are powders. I use this one for my face and I use this one as an eyeshadow. Then we have a bronzer here, two blushes. One is slightly more shimmery, the other one is slightly more, it's like velvety. It's not shimmery, but it's also not matte. And this one here is a highlighter, which I do not use for every day because it's quite glittery, but I like it for special occasions. Plus, I use this also in the inner corners of my eyes, also as an eyeshadow. I can really say that I use this every single day. It's just everything you would want for your face in one really tiny palette. I'm just holding it right next to my head. Yeah, you can see. This is my hand, that's the palette. It's basically the size of a hand. Also, the powders are so finely melt. You don't look powdery, you don't look matte. So that's what I hate about powders, when you powder and then you look completely flat and matte and dead. These powders don't do that at all. They just make you look more alive, a little bit glowy, but not shimmery. Staying with Hourglass, I have my next favorite of this month is an Hourglass highlighter, which also made an appearance in that last video, which I made about Hourglass. It's a super simple highlighter, it's a cream. You can just turn it and then it comes out as a stick. I would recommend using it with a finger. Just take a little bit of the product and then tap it very lightly where you want to highlight your face. I absolutely love this highlighter. It's not too cold and not too warm. It gives a shimmer, but it's not glittery. It's exactly the same what I love about the powders as well. Last week I had friends over, and one of these friends, I would say she's very pale. And the other friend is half Mexican, so she has very beautiful, little bit darker olivey skin tone. And I did makeup on both of them, and I used this highlighter on both of them, and they look just gorgeous. So it works on very many different skin colors and tones. Moving on to Lorac Pro palette, but this is not the big Lorac Pro palette. This is the Lorac Pro To Go palette. This is also a small palette. I have a bit of a scheme here. I love palettes at the moment. I think that's because I'm going to travel next month, and I already try to find out what can I take with me. So this palette is great. It has 3 face powders here. It's 1 bronzer, which I have on now at the moment, and 2 blushes, which I also have on now at the moment. I just mix them both together, swirled it a little bit around and put it on my face. And on the other side we have, I think that's all eyeshadows. I'm not sure. I mean, these ones could be highlighters as well. I don't know. I don't like powdery highlights so much lately. That's why I use all of them for my eyes, which I also did today. I don't know if you can see that. I use it just very lightly. I don't like to have a lot of heavy eyeshadow on a daily basis. I mixed these two together again and used it on the inner part of my eye. Then I mixed these two together and used them on the outer part of my eye, just blended in. And then I took the black eyeshadow and did a little line on my upper lid. Yeah, I used all the colors in this palette except of this one. This is kind of a grey purple, which I also like and I sometimes use, but not so often. But yeah, I get great use out of this as well. Moving on to a brush. This one is from Real Techniques by Sam and Nick Chapman, if you don't know them. This is a really, really old brush and it starts like separating here. I don't know what happens here, but I think I need to buy a new one soon. But I love this brush. I think, does it say? Yes, it's a blush brush. I use this brush for everything. If I'm in a rush, then I just use it for powder, then I go in with the bronzer. I apply the blush with this. If I have a powder highlighter, I would use a different brush because I don't want the highlighter to be in this brush. But for everything else, I just use this one. And especially for bronzer, I find this one works particularly well because of its shape. So it's very long and I apply the bronzer everywhere and then I go in, and it depends from which angle you hold the brush. If you hold the brush at this angle, then you get a quite a harsh line here, but a very blended line here. And if you do the opposite like this, it always depends what you want. But I like to hold the blush like the brush, not the blush, the brush like that. And then just work your way and blend and blend and blend, and then you can slightly alter the angle and it just gives a beautiful, really, really blended finish. I never really have problems with patchy bronzer. The bronzer must be really bad if it if it goes patchy with this brush. Normally I don't have any problems with that. Okay guys, guess what happened? My microphone stopped working and I realized it when I was watching back the video just now. So it's the same day but much later in the day. I did some work, I started packing for Spain, I had some lunch. So if I look a bit different or if the lighting is different, that is because it is later in the day. And the sun is now in a completely... Ooh, that is bright. The sun is in a completely different position now. I hope you don't mind it, but we just move on with it and we go to the next item, which is a deodorant. And if I'm not completely mistaken, this is a German brand. It's Weleda. It's a citrus deodorant, 24 hours without aluminium. It smells so good. I cannot even describe. I'm just gonna spritz it. It smells like a lemon or like lemonade, but you know, not the pre-made lemonade. Lemonade, you really squeeze the lemons or the limes and you mix in some little bit of cane sugar. And that's exactly that smell. So what I do is sometimes I use this as a deodorant, but not as my main deodorant. I have a different one, a little bit of a stronger one, which I use in the morning. But sometimes if I want to get ready for the evening and I don't have time to take a shower or get refreshed, then I just take this one and spritz it on me, and it's just so fresh and it keeps me going through the evening. So if you can get your hands on this, please try it, because I'm sure that some people would use this as a perfume. The scent is so good. Or you can just spritz it on your bed before you go in, or just in the room before you get some friends over. I just love the smell, and because it's like all natural, you can just spray it everywhere and it doesn't matter. Maybe you could even eat this. I wouldn't do that. Let's move on to the next item, which are 3 items. It's 3 lipsticks. And maybe you have seen my last video If not, I'll leave a link down in the description box and you can go and check that out. It is a set of 3 lipsticks. It's from Eldridge. She just brought out her very first all makeup and that's what she started with. And it's 3 lipsticks, all red, all matte, but all different undertones. So this one is Velvet Morning. This is very orangey, so it's a warm undertone. Then we have Velvet Ribbon is here. This one. This one is medium red, but very, very cool tone, so it has like blue undertones. And then the last one is Velvet Jazz. This one is a really, really deep red with like it's a brick red. These lipsticks are just absolutely gorgeous. I love them. I only have them since a few days, so I wasn't sure if I should include them in this video, but then it is November and I really love them in this month. So I thought I'm gonna include them, and yeah, since I have them, I played a lot with them. I wore them really, really bold, like bright red lips, or I tried to also wear them really, really sheer. So I first put like a cream on my lips and then I just patted it really, really lightly on my lips so that it was just a slight tint of color, but that looked also really gorgeous and it stays a very, very long time on the lips. So that was all for my monthly favorites. I just also wanted to say, because this is my very first English video, that I would like from you in the comments down below if you enjoyed it, if you could listen to my accent, or if you maybe didn't like it so much. I'm very open for your comments, but please try not to be mean about it. I don't like mean people, and this is also not the place to be mean. So if you just let me know in a nice way if I should make more videos in English or if I should maybe better leave it and stick to the German, then I would really appreciate your feedback. I wish you all a really good day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!